When life moves, it moves like a scale. Every stone thrown in your path is a weight that tips back onto the one who threw it. That's the quiet law of the universe. Nobody escapes the consequences they create. The same people who built traps for you are now stuck in them. The same hands that tried to block you are shaking under the weight of their own schemes. They tried to bury you, but the soil became your launch pad. They planted thorns, and the thorns crowned you. That's how cosmic balance works. Every attempt to break you is secretly building you. You've reached a level where your success doesn't just look impressive, it looks impossible. Critics who used to mock you now whisper like detectives, convinced there must be a secret script or hidden deal behind your rise. They can't believe someone they underestimated could move this far, this clean, this unstoppable. But every rumor, every accusation, every "it's not fair" they throw is just proof that the game they built to trap you no longer works. You've turned their obstacles into steps, their hate into fuel, and their doubt into your proof of power. This is the power of being chosen. It doesn't just lift you, it haunts your enemies. It makes their own strategies collapse under their weight. And tonight, we're diving into that reality. How their attempts to sabotage you became the blueprint for your rise. If you're ready to step into that kind of energy, like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. We're just getting started. You're not just watching another video, you're stepping into a moment that could flip your whole perspective. You've been underestimated, doubted, and pushed aside, but what's coming next will make their disbelief look like a joke. This isn't just about success. It's about breaking limits so cleanly it feels illegal. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to join the circle of the unstoppable, and drop 99 in the comments to show you're ready to move different. Stick with this until the end, because the very energy that made them call the feds on your wins is about to shift into your hands. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop believing limits were written for you. Your win proves impossible is possible. People act like your win came out of some underground vault because, to them, it was never supposed to happen in daylight. For years, the system wasn't just a game. It was a locked maze built to keep you running in circles. Every gate, every hidden rule, every polite no was designed to funnel power, money, and recognition back to the same tiny circle. You weren't just supposed to lose, you were supposed to stay invisible, predictable, and easy to control. But instead of playing their maze, you dug under it, leapt over it, and walked out of it without their permission. That kind of escape doesn't look normal. It looks suspicious, like someone picked a lock they swore couldn't be opened. This is why your win rattles them so deeply. Systems thrive on predictability. They depend on people moving like clock hands, repeating the same outcomes so those at the top stay secure. But you didn't move like clockwork, you moved like lightning. You broke the pattern, rewrote the timing, and made the algorithm irrelevant. When the math they built can't explain you, they assume you must have cheated the test. And here's the truth they don't want to face. You didn't cheat their test. You tore it up and wrote your own. That's why they're panicking. To them, there's no way someone could win this cleanly without a backdoor deal, a secret sponsor, or a dirty handshake in a dark room. They search for your cheat code because that's exactly what they would have used in your place. Their suspicion is a confession. Every accusation they throw at you is just a mirror reflecting what they'd do if they had your chance. The irony is delicious. The louder they whisper, illegal, the clearer it becomes that your success is the one thing in the room that's actually authentic. Your breakthrough doesn't just threaten their ego, it threatens their whole blueprint. The moment you flipped their script, you exposed their script as fragile. You showed that their barriers are paper walls, their rules optional, their monopoly temporary. You became living evidence that the system isn't airtight, and once one person proves the lock can be opened, everyone else starts reaching for the handle. That's the real reason they're scared. Not because of what you've done, but because of what you've revealed. So, when they treat your victory like a crime scene, remember, it's not about you breaking rules. It's about you breaking illusions. You didn't sneak in through a window, you built your own door. And now that you're inside, every move you make forces them to face a question they've spent years avoiding. What if the only thing keeping them powerful was everyone else's belief that power couldn't be challenged? That's why your success looks suspicious. It's the first honest thing in a dishonest game. Number 2. Quit chasing records. Break the formula and rewrite the entire game. Quit chasing records, break the formula and rewrite the entire game. Records are safe goals. They're numbers made to be broken in predictable ways, like a treadmill where everyone runs harder but stays in the same loop. That's exactly what your enemies want for you, stuck in a cycle of chasing someone else's scoreboard, measuring your progress against lines they drew. But you didn't just outrun them, you tore the track apart. You didn't add your name to their record book. You burned the book and built a new one that only you can write in. That's why your wins don't make sense to them. They can't count your progress with their rulers, can't track your growth with their spreadsheets. You don't move like data, you move like disruption. They thought life was a math problem. Step A plus step B equals success. But you came in like a glitch in their system, showing the shortcut wasn't grinding harder. It was stepping outside the entire equation. And when formulas collapse, people panic. Their strategies, their templates, their proven systems suddenly look like bedtime stories compared to the chaos you turned into clarity. Here's the twist. They'll accuse you of cheating because in their world, no one gets ahead without manipulation. But that's the beauty of your rise. You didn't cheat their game, you rejected it. You didn't just beat the system, you showed that the system was too small to contain you. That's the true fear. Once one chosen one breaks the formula, it proves to everyone watching that the formula was never law, only a cage. And cages break. That's why your win feels so unreal. It didn't follow the script, it rewrote the entire play. Number 3. Don't fake influence. Build it so real they can't question it. Chosen ones, listen close. There are 2 kinds of influence in this world, the paper kind and the iron kind. Paper influence is loud for a minute. It buys followers, hires applause, and rents respect. It looks big until a breeze tests it. Iron influence is quiet and heavy. It holds when the wind turns. It keeps growing without needing to shout. Your job is to be iron. The fakes will point, sneer, and spread stories. They'll say you paid for reach, hired a crowd, or traded favors. Their noise is predictable. It's the sound of people afraid to make something real. Don't react. Build the work that makes noise useless. Show up, deliver, repeat. Answer when it matters. Speak only when you add weight. When your actions match your words, people stop guessing and start following. When you give more value than you take attention, influence becomes a byproduct of your life, not a product to be sold. Make your presence a mirror they can't stand to look into. Let your consistency be the proof. Let the results be the receipts. If they try to copy you, let them copy your surface and fail because they never did the work underneath. If they accuse you of tricks, laugh. Their accusations prove what you already know. You moved past cheap measures. Use sharp examples. A factory can print fake coins. A mint makes money that no one questions. Which do you want to be? When your influence is minted, it haunts the fake players. Their attempts to discredit you only show their shortage of integrity. Keep your circles small. Protect your rhythm. Build value that compounds. The more genuine you become, the harder it is for anyone to pin a lie to you. That's the point. Real influence doesn't beg for belief. It forces it. Number 4. Refuse corruption. Master divine strategy that makes manipulation irrelevant. Chosen ones, listen close. Corruption is a shortcut built by people who can't win honestly. It's a cheap tool for weak hands. When you take that tool, you only become what you despise. Refuse it. Walk past it like a street vendor selling lies. Build a different game instead. Learn a higher playbook, not some trick or bribe. A playbook of clarity, timing, and ruthless focus. Move with rules no one taught you because you wrote them yourself. That kind of strategy doesn't look flashy. It looks surgical. It looks quiet. It works while other people are busy screaming about who paid who. They will accuse, they will gossip, they will invent allies and backstage deals. Let them. Their noise is the cover for your precision. When you master true strategy, manipulation becomes obvious and impotent. People who bought influence with favors and fake friends look like paper kings. Their towers topple under their own weight. Every bribe they made and every corner they cut shows up as a crack. You don't need to fight that. You only need to keep moving. Their schemes collapse because they depend on secrecy. Your transparency breaks the setup. Your discipline exposes the shortcuts. Use irony as a weapon. Let their attempts to dirty you become the very tools that reveal their guilt. When they point fingers, the fingers point back. When they whisper rigged, the room hears their fear. You turn their psychology against them. They expect you to panic. You smile and keep walking. Being chosen is a burden and a weapon. It means your success is surgical and your ethics are non-negotiable. It means your enemies can scream illegal until they're hoarse, but the only thing illegal in the room is their conscience. Stand firm, refuse the easy road, master the higher playbook, make their manipulation irrelevant, keep winning so clean they have nothing to hold on to. Number 5. Stop grinding endlessly, align with flow, so power looks effortless. They can't stand how effortless you make power look. While they sweat, grind, and beg for scraps, you move like water, sharp, unstoppable, and smooth. They measure progress by how exhausted they are, by how many hours they bleed into the floor. You measure progress by impact. That's why your results land like bombs, while theirs barely register as sparks. To them, it doesn't look like achievement. It looks like cheating. Think about it. They hustle for years to gain an inch. Then you come in and cover miles without breaking a sweat. That's why your success feels criminal to them. They only know how to strain, how to crawl, how to manipulate. So when they see someone glide past them with precision, they assume there must be a hidden deal, a secret button, or an unfair advantage. They don't understand that alignment can do more in one day than grinding can do in a decade. Your power comes from rhythm, timing, and clarity. You strike when it counts, you rest when it's pointless, and you refuse to waste energy proving yourself. That discipline terrifies them. They need noise to feel important. You only need results. You've mastered what they can't, effortless dominance. Here's the irony. The harder they try to discredit you, the more desperate they look, because deep down, they know it isn't illegal to move with precision. It's just rare. And rarity always haunts those who are ordinary. Your silence, your smooth wins, your calm victories, that's what keeps them up at night. To them, you look untouchable. And that's exactly the kind of power that doesn't need to shout. It just conquers. Number 6. Don't project weakness. Choose integrity so no one can accuse you of shortcuts. The louder your enemies scream unfair, the more they confess their own playbook. They think the only way to win is to cheat, so when they see you rise, they assume you must have done what they would have done. That's projection, their weakness painted onto your victory. They can't wrap their heads around someone moving this far without cutting corners, so they build stories to make sense of your success. To them, it's not possible that resilience, strategy, and discipline beat their corruption. But that's exactly what happened. The truth is, integrity is your sharpest weapon. You didn't bend rules, you bent expectations. You didn't take shortcuts, you took the long road and made it look like a fast track. That's why it feels illegal to them, not because you crossed a line, but because you refused to step into the dirt they live in. You showed that you can build power without bribes, respect without begging, and momentum without manipulation. And in doing that, you made their entire existence look like a scam. Here's the irony. The more they accuse you, the cleaner you look. Their words expose them, not you. Every accusation is a mirror reflecting their own desperation. When they cry, cheat, they admit, I couldn't have done this honestly. When they throw shade, they're really saying, I would have failed without tricks. You don't even need to defend yourself. Their panic is your proof. So don't project weakness. Don't let their noise shrink your presence. Integrity makes you untouchable. And when you rise with nothing to hide, the haters burn under their own spotlight. That's the part they fear most. Your success isn't just unstoppable, it's undeniable. Number 7. Forget surface change. Transform so completely, they call it a setup. Don't settle for small upgrades. Tear down the old version of yourself so completely that when you step back into the world, people don't even recognize you. This isn't about a new outfit, a better plan, or a fancy label. This is about a total overhaul, mindset, habits, energy, presence. When the transformation is deep enough, it shakes their confidence. It makes them whisper, there's no way that's real. Someone had to be pulling strings. That's the beauty of being a chosen one. You're not polishing the same product, you're rebuilding the machine. While they're busy patching cracks and tweaking appearances, you're rewriting the code. And when you come back sharper, faster and stronger than before, their instincts scream, set up, because they can't imagine change at that scale without a trick. But it's not a trick. It's a weapon they can't understand. Discipline and evolution stacked on top of each other until you're untouchable. They hate it because your transformation is a mirror. It shows them how long they've been standing still, recycling excuses instead of progress. It exposes their comfort zones, their fake upgrades, their half-built versions of themselves. They thought they could predict you forever, but you moved beyond the person they were fighting. You became someone they can't even strategize against. This is why your transformation feels illegal to them. It's too complete, too clean, too undeniable. They're used to gradual changes they can sabotage or slow down, but when you evolve like a quantum leap, they can't touch it. They can only watch, and the more they call it a setup, the more proof you have that you've succeeded. Real transformation doesn't need permission. It only needs execution. Number 8. Ignore conspiracy talk. Let their lies expose their own fear while you rise. Conspiracy is the last refuge of the weak. When your rise is so clean it feels illegal, their minds can't process it. They can't accept that you moved without backroom deals or hidden sponsors, so they build stories to protect their pride. No way they did that alone. Someone must be pulling strings. They whisper their myths like bedtime stories to calm themselves at night. But every rumor they invent is a crack in their own armor. Every theory they build is a billboard of fear that reads, "We couldn't do it honestly, so we can't imagine anyone else could either." Ignore it. Don't waste your energy correcting their lies. Don't feed their hunger for attention. Let the noise get louder and watch what happens. It starts to eat them alive. Their conspiracy talk isn't about you. It's a confession of their limitations. While they're busy sketching fake maps of your path, you're already miles ahead, rewriting the terrain. That's what terrifies them. Not just that you're winning, but that you're winning with receipts so clean they can't find dirt. This is the power of the chosen. You don't fight with shadows, you walk in daylight. Every time they try to paint you as fake, your results prove you're real. Every time they try to make you look like a setup, your consistency makes them look desperate. Their own accusations become the evidence of your authenticity. That's why ignoring them is more powerful than clapping back. While they're inventing stories, you're writing history. And history always outlives gossip. Keep rising, keep moving, keep your hands clean. The louder their lies, the clearer your victory becomes, and the more the world can see who's truly unstoppable. Number 9. Refuse to bow to hierarchies, overturn the system that tried to contain you. The old order was built like a pyramid, wide at the bottom, narrow at the top, and designed to keep you standing still while others climbed. They counted on you staying quiet, waiting for permission, and bowing to the same hierarchies they worship. But chosen ones don't kneel. They don't wait in lines built to keep them small. They step sideways, flip the board, and turn the whole pyramid into rubble under their feet. That's why your rise feels like a breach of security to them, because you weren't supposed to escape their invisible fences. Every system thrives on obedience. It survives because people keep believing the lines are real. You stopped believing. You stopped moving how they trained you to move. Instead of climbing their ladder, you built your own platform. Instead of asking for seats at their table, you built your own room. That's why they panic. Your very existence exposes their power as a trick of perception. The minute one person stands up and walks out, everyone else starts wondering why they're still kneeling. Overturning a system doesn't always look like a riot. Sometimes it looks like quiet excellence, relentless execution, and results so big the hierarchy cracks under its own weight. That's what you've done. You didn't shout, you didn't plead, you didn't scheme. You simply outgrew the cage they built and showed the world the door was never locked. This is what makes them call the feds, whisper conspiracies, and question your every move. You've revealed that their rules aren't laws, they're illusions. And once illusions shatter, control evaporates. Refuse to bow, keep walking, and watch the system collapse under the gravity of your success. Number 10. Don't fear investigations. Live in such grace that no charge can stick. They panic and pull levers when you move outside their map. They call audits, file complaints, whisper to authorities because fear looks like action. But remember, attacks are cues. When they call inspectors or start digging, it only proves one thing. Your rise shook them enough to make them run to a rule book. Let them open boxes. Let them sift through files. If you've done it right, their search only finds your hard work, your discipline, your receipts, and your calm. Investigations are not a sentence. They're a spotlight. Use it. Stand under it. Living untouchable isn't about hiding. It's about being so precise in your moves that there's nothing to fake and nothing to fear. Keep clean records. Speak plainly. Move with clarity. The cleaner your life, the more their accusations collapse into noise. They want drama. You give them silence. They want secrets. You give them transparency. Their noise will only make them look small. Psychologically, people assume guilt when they can't explain excellence. So when they dig, they are confessing, "We don't have the skill, we have suspicion." Their investigations are admission, not proof. Every rumor they spread, every subpoena they wave is just another flag that points back to your power. You did not just win, you unnerved the system, and systems hate being exposed. Remember the title. They called the feds because your win felt illegal to them. The trick is simple. Don't give them anything that sticks. Let their panic build the case that proves you're clean. While they scramble for dirt, you build legacy. While they draft allegations, you draft results. Their fury becomes your evidence. Their fear becomes your validation. So stand ready. Keep your truth tight and your moves tighter. Investigations end. Reputation lasts. When they finally close their files, what remains is obvious. You were never the problem. You were the solution they couldn't see coming. Number 11. Stop playing dirty. Win so clean, it makes cheaters look filthy. They taught you to fight like everyone else, dirty, loud, and tired. You were told to trade your soul for a small win, to bend, to bribe, to shout louder than reason. But you didn't pick up that playbook. You chose a different kind of power, clean, surgical, and final. You won without the mess. And that very cleanliness makes the cheaters look worse than they ever imagined. When someone cheats, they leave a stink. It clings to everything they touch. Your win? It's a white room in the middle of their mud. It highlights every smear, every cut corner, every hidden ledger. They look greasy next to you because you chose not to play their game. You moved with skill, not with schemes. Your results don't need props, and that terrifies the people who built careers on shortcuts. Think of it like this. Thieves fear daylight. Your victory is noon. Every corner they hid in is suddenly visible. Their lies wrinkle, their alliances fray, their excuses sound thin. The more you succeed without drama, the more their drama becomes the story. They scramble to deflect, to accuse, to invent lawsuits and rumors. That's because the truth is brutal. Your clean win exposes how small and desperate their methods really are. This isn't luck. It's discipline. It's restraint. It's choosing craft over cheat, patience over panic, vision over vanity. And every time you rise quietly, you teach a lesson. Integrity wins, eventually and absolutely. The chosen ones don't need dirty hands to climb. They need sharp strategy, calm resolve, and timing that blows the doors off their setups. Let them scream illegal. Let them file their whispers and their lists. Their noise only proves how fragile their system was. You didn't soil yourself to get here. You showed how powerful clean can be, and that truth will follow them, haunting their plans and shaming their shortcuts, long after your win is history. Number 12. Don't rely on their systems. Prove they were never needed in the first place. They built their towers on rules and rituals. They handed out maps with checkpoints, permission slips, and secret doors. That map kept them safe and kept you small. They treated those rules like laws of nature. They weren't. They were guardrails for the privileged. You don't need their permission to move. Choose to be the kind of person who breaks the habit of asking for approval. Learn the real trade, clarity, ruthless focus, and results. Walk past the checkpoints, walk past the gatekeepers. When you stop waiting for someone to open a door, you stop playing their game. You start playing by results. You start winning by simple action. Proving the system was pointless is not a stunt, it's a method. Show up, do the work, make the outcome so obvious that no rule can contain it. When your results are louder than their rules, the rules look like noise. When your life improves without their help, their models begin to wobble. Their maps look outdated. Their gatekeepers look small. They will call experts. They will start rumors. They might even call the feds. Let them. Panic is their currency. Your work is proof. Keep recording wins. Keep stacking wins. Each win chips away at the myth that you needed them. Each win rewrites the rules they printed to protect their status. This is how you turn their system into a footnote. You don't need to shout. You don't need to stage a scandal. You just need to be consistent and undeniable. Let their system stay useful to them while you make them irrelevant. That's the quiet revenge. A life built on your terms, not theirs. Chosen ones, this is your act of defiance. Move like the person who knows the rules were made to be outgrown. Keep rising. Let them panic. You already know how this ends. As we close this chapter, remember, every obstacle they built, every rule they enforced, every doubt they cast was just fuel for your rise. You proved their systems unnecessary, their control optional, and their panic inevitable. Your victories are louder than their warnings, stronger than their conspiracies, and cleaner than their chaos. This is the power of being chosen, unstoppable, undeniable, and untouchable. If you're ready to own your path, hit that like button, subscribe to join the circle of the unstoppable, drop 99 in the comments, and share this with someone who needs to see it. Stay sharp.